It's about 8 a.m. This is the start of day 3. And it is cold out. The docks are all frosted. But it was still warm in the cabin last night. It was actually, with the wind chill, it said -5 outside, but it was 19 degrees inside. That's probably why I didn't realize it was actually this cold out.
Well, once things warmed up a little, I came back outside and decided to walk around the docks a bit. I found this nice blue heron wandering around sort of a work yard area on the dock. One of these birds is always at my marina at home, so it kind of reminded me of him. Lots of float plane traffic here in the harbor. These planes are coming and going all day. And when I wandered out towards the outer docks, this tiny little harbor seal pup was swimming around. He can't be much more than a few months old. He's very, very small. Maybe 6 months. I didn't do too much today. Just wandered around the docks and took little video clips of anything I saw that might be interesting. And you have to have some days where you just relax a bit.
Well, I'm heading home today, and the sun is just rising, and it's another cold morning, so hopefully it'll warm up in the afternoon again, and hopefully I get some wind to get me home today. Just left Ganges, and I'm still in Ganges Harbor. Looks like it's going to be another nice and sunny day. and the winds are light, unfortunately, so due to time constraints going up the river and catching the tide, I may end up having to motor today just to make it to the river in time. So we'll see once I get out of Active Pass. It's about 8 miles to the other side of Active Pass, and then I'll be in the Strait of Georgia. And once I'm out there, then I can make a decision whether to hoist the sails or just keep motoring. Well, you can see in the distance there, that's Active Pass. And I think some people are intimidated by Active Pass because there's quite a lot of ferry traffic that goes through there. BC Ferries runs all day going through the pass, and there's 2 ferries running through. It's an hour and a half from Vancouver to Victoria, so it's not that often you'll go through there without encountering a ferry when you're in a sailboat only doing 6 knots. I've already been looking at Active Pass for 10 minutes. So what I do is I monitor channel 16 and channel 11. They'll always announce as they're coming through the pass. And the other thing that's probably intimidating for some people is that there's actually a blind corner in Active Pass. But I think people don't realize that it's actually a very wide passage. You do have to consider things like current. So right now I'm catching the flood as I approach. And when it floods from inside the Gulf Islands out to the Strait of Georgia. And when it ebbs, it goes the opposite way, obviously. But you can get current in there. I'd have to double check, but I think up to 6 knots even. So that's pretty tough to navigate through if I only do 6 knots when I'm under power. So catching the tide through there is important. And what I'll do is I'll just hook up the camera as I go through, and I'll speed it up for you to be able to view me passing through Active Pass. And you'll actually see how much room there is and how easy it is to go through Active Pass, even with ferries and other boat traffic. It's a very good access point to get inside the Gulf Islands. So just as I'm entering Active Pass, this is the west side of the pass, I heard on channel 11 that there's a BC ferry headed northbound, which means he's behind me. And I also heard there's a ferry coming southbound, so I'll be passing him soon. And here's one of the corners. The blind corner is actually still coming up here. You can see it on my left. And I've got about a 2-knot push with the flood. It floods from the Gulf Islands out to the Strait of Georgia. I also heard on channel 11 that there is a 3rd ferry just past this next point. Up on the left, there's a ferry dock for Galiano Island, and he's going to be departing as well. Here comes the southbound ferry, so you can see there's lots of room. I haven't even seen the northbound ferry yet. He still hasn't made it up to where I can even see him. And I'm just going to slow the video down here, and you'll see here's the ferry that's sitting and just leaving the dock. So he's going to back out, and he's also going to go southbound. So I'm just going to sit here for about 10-15 minutes. And once he backed out, he just started to make his southbound course, and you can actually see that northbound ferry just in behind him. He finally caught up, and he's exiting on the east side of Active Pass about the same time as me. So you can see getting through the pass is quite easy, and I've had lots of ferry traffic,
and there's no wind, so I'm just going to motor to the Fraser River. So I'm just at the mouth of the Fraser, and as you can see, it's kind of hard to tell where exactly the mouth is because it's a large body of water here, but there's a red marker buoy here and a green marker buoy. Hopefully you can see that. You have to come in between these two buoys. Even though it looks like it's lots of water everywhere else, it's very shallow. And there will be red marker buoys all the way up the river, so I'll stay tight to those on the way up. So you can see that I have 7.5 miles to go. So I'm halfway up the river from the mouth to my marina. And I'm actually going slightly over my cruising speed. And the slack tide for high tide was exactly an hour ago. So that means the river isn't even flowing out yet. It's just, if anything, it's slightly moving upriver still. So that gives you an idea of how you can use the river to your advantage. And here I am just pulling into my marina. It was a nice sunny day on the water. Didn't get my sails up, but I have no complaints any day that I'm on the water. There he is. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? What was it? Awesome. I guess that's the best word to describe it. I should show you the video of the trip over. It was crazy. Windy? Really windy. Where did you go? Just over to Ganges. Just for, well, I left Wednesday, I think. And then, yeah, thought I'd drag it out to the last possible minute. Yeah. Back to work tomorrow.